to Hot Saw Mania, the Wild West. This is the first ever COVID-free competition. Now, I hope you all joined us last week where we had, I believe, 13 competitors. It was super exciting, but right now we're moving into the second week. This is the second week of qualifications, and we're going to gorgeous Bowen Island, where you're going to meet the ILA cut of the day. He did have the fastest times in the qualifications. Everybody, you know him as Big Daddy Muffin!
Yeah.
All right, so Ben, how are you feeling down there? Gorgeous Bowen Island. You're ready to make a cut. You got some strategy going into it. You did have the fastest time, but we have just been told we now have another bogey saw. He is the one, the only Mike Forrester. Now,
What?
if you don't know this guy, where the hell have you been? Because he is one of the top competitors in hot sawing in the world. From the United States of America down in Oregon, he is our bogey saw, and he is coming in for one cut only. Going up against you, Ben. How you feeling now?
Yeah, nice, Michelle. Nice. They call him Fury because he's built like a tank. But I tell you what, even a tank's not invisible in this game. I'm ready for anything. If this was Tour de France, this would be a gold shirt right now. I'm on cloud 9 and I'm ready to hit it hard.
Okay, well, I want to tell you right now, Ben, it's all about that lippy mouth of yours that brought Mike into it, because I believe in the first episode, you said something about you're using Mike's saw, and I believe you said he didn't have the kahunas to lift him. So I got a call from Mike, and he said, oh, yeah, bring it on, ding dong, Ben, Big Daddy Muffin. I believe Mike Forrester, did he build it, or it was just his saw, wasn't it?
Both. He mismatched it together. Him and Melvin did, and then I helped him with some frame parts. And I can't remember who built the pipe, but anyway, yeah, it was one of his saws from way back, and he's moved on now. But it has all the good parts on it.
What do you think? The old saw that he sold Ben, or maybe the new saw that he's running now?
Well, excellent, Ben. It's all up to you now. I've got the stopwatch ready. As soon as you make your first pull, I'll be starting the stopwatch. You've got 3 minutes like last week. And you know what to do, big fella.
All right, here we go. Big Daddy Muffin. As I said, he was the fastest time on the first week. He was the ILA cut of the day. Can he repeat this? Is he going to go for broke for a higher time?
Oh, recovered.
Nice recovery. Ben, unofficial time of 10.06 seconds. You want to take us over and take a look at those cookies, please, sir? Excellent, Ben. Would you like to move the tape around? Oh, wow. Keep going. Lovely. That's excellent. Ben, you get a green card. That is a good cut, my friend. You're back in.
So, Dennis, tell me, unfortunately, I missed a little bit of how the cut was going. Did you get a good view on how we did?
Yeah, I did. He went for it on the start. He got a better start than he did the day before the last cut, and made the first cut really good. When he put it in the undercut, he didn't quite get underneath it, and it bucked him back a little bit, and that screwed him up. But he got back under it and got the cut off, and then went to the third, leaned on it. But you made a good save. It shut the saw down, and you lifted it back up and took it off. That was good running on your part, but that killed your time.
Going up against the Mike Forrester, will that be enough to beat the Fury? We'll see. Coming up next. All right. All right, guys, we are back with the second round of Hot Saw Mania, taking you back up to gorgeous Salista, the Shuswap there. And we're going to see our first competitor going up right now. They call him the Godfather. He is Carl Bischoff.
Excellent. Well, everything looks good, Carl. And you've got your tether there, I see.
Yeah, we got the tether. Dad's just trying to get his game face on.
Yes.
To win, baby. 10 to win.
Strikes again. That was 3 beautiful looking discs. I tell you what, that was quick. What do you think, Rusty?
Oh,
It's close.
It is close.
Rusty, over to you. Good cut, bad cut.
Good cut.
Whoa!
Yes.
Give me the green, Dad.
Absolutely. I would not like to have the Godfather come and visit me. And Carl, you've got a unofficial time of 7.84 seconds.
7.8.
Carl, you owe Rusty a beer.
Dad, find a cake.
All right, it sounds like we got a great cut there from the Godfather, Carl Bischoff. Wasn't too sure about that third cut, but the judge said, "A-okay, buddy." And we're going to move on to our next competitor, his son, probably the wildest man in logger sports.
Dennis, what were your thoughts on Carl's cut right there?
Oh, yeah, he come back to normal from last week. He was a little bit, I think he hadn't made any cuts in a while last week. But yeah, he's running like he normally does. Good, smooth transition. He was a little thin on that one cut. Good thing we weren't there to really look at it.
Yeah, that's a championship cutter right there, and that's one you could even pull off in the finals and be happy with. I think we'll definitely be seeing him in the final.
Okay.
Oh, an animal!
That was fantastic. He ripped through that block of wood.
Wow.
Like butter. Are you kidding me? Stack them up. What do you think, Rusty?
Happy.
The win.
That is a green card. That is a good cut and an unofficial time of 6.90 seconds.
Oh my goodness, Michelle. Carson just blew through that like a wet nose on a China Eastern Airline flight. That was freaking wicked, my friend. Unbelievable.
Oh, yeah, no, he was on top of it today. He got a really good start, which that always helps. Slammed it to the wood, hit his mark, and made 3 real good fine cuts, nice and tight. Actually, the closer the cut, the faster sometimes. So Carson made a good cut.
Big boy. I am
Came back this week, eh? Not bad.
That was quick. Let me get out the box of Kleenex. I tell you what, that has got to be the fastest time that we've seen so far. How are you feeling about that cut? You took on the champ, the pop, the Godfather, and
Yeah, he came in with high 7, I think you said, or mid 7, and yeah, I had to. I knew I had to make a clean cut from last weekend, but firing up and getting into the wood, it just did its thing. It was good. Having that little glitch that we had with Buddy phoning me and stuff, sometimes those are the little things that'll take you off your game. You know, you're ready to make your cut, you get in your zone, and then, oh, we lose the Zoom meeting or something weird happens to where you're like, oh, and then, you know, I've had it in certain times, I'm sure we all have, where little things will happen that it takes you off your game just that 25, 30%, and it can, you know, really change the outcome of your cut. But in this case, we got back at her, and it was good. Got to redo my hot saw warm up, so it resettled me down on what was going on, and straight into it.
So that was good.
Yeah, Carson, it was make or break for you this week. You came out with a 14-second cut last week, quite a bit behind the pace, 6 seconds, in fact. That said, your start and your upcut were absolutely flawless last week. And then, like you said, you got rattled on that down cut. Nothing you can do about it at that point. But this week, you got the 3 combo down, my man.
Awesome, man. Good to see you guys again, eh?
And I tell you what, it was an absolutely fantastic cut up there. Both of them, Carson up there in the shoe swap. But now we are going to take you to see our next competitor going down to Snoqualmie, US of A. See you guys in a minute. All right, everyone, we are back with the second round of the qualifications. But first, let's introduce our panel. Once again, we've got our head judge. He is Rusty Hardy from New Zealand. And, of course, from DC Saws, we have Dennis. Dennis, how you feeling today?
Good.
Ready for some action. And that is going to take us down to Snoqualmie, US of A. We're going to meet one of our top dog competitors. He is David Moses Jr. David had a bit of a rough start last weekend. Are you ready for your last chance to qualify? Here it is.
Hopefully I can keep it on the bar this time.
Did you sharpen it, David?
Huh?
Did you sharpen it?
Nah.
Good boy.
Did you damage your chain at all?
Just had to replace a couple of drivers is all.
Now it's up to you, big fella. We'll leave it in your hands.
You could almost call him a veteran in the art of hot saw racing.
Yeah, he had a Rotex years back, and so he's been sawing a long time.
Away.
4 1/4.
There you go. If you want to whip around,
4 1/4.
that looks like a green card. That's a good cut with an unofficial time, David, of 8.51 seconds. Well done.
8.15 seconds. There he goes, the big fellow right down there. They call him Pulley Up from Snoqualmie, USA. Oh, all right, I'm going to shoot you over there to Dennis. How do you think it went?
It looked like he took his time and just tried to get some a good cut. I've seen him cut a lot faster, so I know he was just trying to make sure he got in.
You know, you must have had that on your mind today there, David, cutting out last week. You had to get a time this week. So what was your process today?
Just making sure that I had my 3 cookies and not going all gung-ho and knocking the chain off like I did last time.
Yeah, exactly. So you saw round 1 on Wednesday with all of us. Did that determine that, or were you concerned at all that there might be 8 times ahead of you if you were to ease back somewhat?
I just more worried about everything staying together without going, I'm not used to the spur stuff, so I'm used to the chain coming through quicker, so I think that threw me off a little bit last week.
Yeah. Well, David, great cut. Rusty, good cut, bad cut.
That's a good cut. That is in the books.
Hey! All right, you guys, there he is, the big man himself, David Moses Jr. Thank you so much. Hopefully, that is going to be enough to see him in the quarterfinals. Now we're going to take you all over to Alberta, where we're going to see the Blue Ox.
Last week's cut, Dennis, we saw some interesting stuff happen with Wayne. He said he lost part of the donut in the saw. We're now calling him the donut smuggler. He literally put part of the anatomy in the carburetor. Why would that slow him down on that third and final cut?
Yeah, that'll always slow your motor down.
Yeah, so for those at home that don't know anything about hot saws, when you cover the carburetor like that, what is actually happening to the motor?
it's choking it off. You got no air, or you get no air, and then it's all fuel. So it just floods the thing out and pretty much stops it.
Absolutely. And he was lucky enough to pull the boys back out of the carburetor and actually get that third cut off, if you ask me.
Yeah, that was some quick action. It must have not sucked in very far.
Yeah, he definitely had the balls to keep going.
Is it within the diameter, 6 inches?
Absolutely. Good cut, Wayne Paulson. Put it in the books.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Hey, Dennis, just got a quick question from a good fellow, one of our viewers down in Morrinsville, Aotearoa/New Zealand. Lindsay Hardley has sent in a question. Why do the guys use a detaching pull cord rather than a retractable pull cord on their hot saws?
Mostly, if you have to pull twice, your saw didn't start on the first pull, you're beat pretty much anyway in this kind of racing. But also too, it adds weight to your saw, and it's something that some of the older saws used to have, and they worked fine, and you could kind of recover. But you know, when people are making 5-6 second cuts, you're not going to recover in time, so it's a waste of time in most people's eyes.
All right, excellent cuts there by Wayne Polson. Now we're going to go from Alberta down to another bogey saw. He is the challenger, Mike Forrester.
Mike Forrester, are you kidding me already? After what I said last week, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah. I sure know how to put my foot in it.
They call him the Fury, Ben. So you've got to be pretty worried about this competitor because he's one of the top boys out there in the field.
Not only that, he's built like a tank too.
All right. So everybody who is out there watching right now, just so you know, because he wasn't competing last week, he is only going to get the one shot to get into the quarterfinals. So this is going to be a make it or break it for this guy. So he is going to go balls out.
Yeah, no kidding. One shot at the title. He's got to give it everything he's got. He doesn't know what the times are, and I guarantee you he will be going for it. But, you know, like we saw all the first cuts, first round, everybody went for it. So much drama, so much controversy. I got to have my fingers crossed I'm going to be able to beat him with his old saw because I'm pretty sure he'll be going for it. But he's a veteran cutter. And he knows his stuff. He's got lots of experience. And I'm pretty sure we'll see some good stuff out of Fury.
All right, guys, here we go. Meet Mr. Forrester.
Here we are right now in Oregon, meeting the man himself, Mike Forrester. Now, I tell you what, Mike, I don't think you're even after that prize pack. I think you're just gunning for that trash talking Kiwi down there. Now, he said you didn't even have the kahunas to lift up your own saw. I don't know, man. Are you ready to show us what you got?
I don't know about cojones and stuff, but these guns right here, I'm pretty sure I can handle my own here. I got rid of that little piece of shit to him. I'm ready to run a cahoon saw here.
Oh my goodness, guns! Are you kidding me? This is why they call him the Fury, aka the tank. He's brought the weapons. Oh my goodness!
All right.
We'll see who's wearing the big man pants at the end of the day here.
Well, it sounded bloody quick, and I'm hearing a woo. So I'm hoping that means it was a bloody good cut. Let's line up those cookies right now and see what we've got.
That's good. And that's good. On the finish, that's a green card. That's
Green card. Out of the blocks.
Hey, I did the kahuna proud, I hope.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, you did us all proud, my friend. It's good to see you come into the competition. And I'd say you're in pretty good stead for top 8. So we'll have to see by the end of the day.
Hey, thanks for the invite. Let's hope I wear the big pants at the end of the day.
All right, there he is, the big man himself, Mike Forrester. All right, so it was very good. Thank gosh we got to see the big boy, Mike Forrester there. Now, obviously, guys, the quality of the video, it's a little rough. We're using a new platform. That is the sign of the times. We're in the middle of a pandemic. We're trying a new form on this Zoom. Ben, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the fact that we're out here and we're making the most of our moments, and this is the platform we're using. It's the resources that are available to us at the time. And so what? It's supposed to be rustic. It's supposed to be a little bit edgy, and it's a lumberjack show. This isn't freaking golf.
I love that all these guys, they are not very tech savvy, but what they love is their chainsaws. Any chance to come out and run those saws, they're like, hell yeah. They're grabbing their sons, their daughters' phones, and they're trying to make it work. So first of all, thank you so much to all the competitors who really wanted to join in and have given this Hot Saw Mania, the first ever virtual competition, a go. Thumbs up, guys.
So, Dennis, Mike Forrester, once again, another competitor using a DC hot saw. What can you tell us about Mike's saw today?
Yeah, Mikey's done 2 or 3 saws with me. In fact, I built him his 500 years ago that he won a lot of races with, set some records with too. But this one, not only is it fast, but it's really a pretty saw too. And we did a pretty fancy paint job. He's got a bunch of sponsor stuff on it. And it's a winning saw.
Fantastic. Michelle, where are we off to next?
All right, guys, from the US of A, we are now going to go up to beautiful Powell River, where we are going to see once again the president of the Powell River Logger Sports. He is the Milky Bar Kid, Tyler Brady. Tyler, how you feeling today, buddy? Tyler, last week you had a DQ. You had a lot of problems with that saw. Now you've had a whole week to work on it. What did you do? Are you ready for today?
Well, funny thing that these saws run a lot better when the gas is turned on.
Oh, shut up! Is that what it was?
Listen to the playback. Dennis called it as soon as it stalled. Like, it sounded like ran out of gas. Like, yeah, it ran out of gas. lever needs to be up and down, not horizontal. Oh, you're kidding me.
All right, here we go. So we've got our panel back on board. Ben, ready. Let's see if you can redeem yourself this week. Tyler.
Free cut.
Right, I'm going to leave it up to you, Tyler. We're good for a cut. We're never ready, my friend.
But Milky Bar Kid, you know, this guy's a hell of a sport. We saw a little Mojo Morgan there and Ozspeed, Jakey Hewitt running the pipe saw this morning. Now, I believe that saw was donated to those kids by Tyler. Gave them that pipe saw.
Really?
Absolutely. So far, so good, Michelle. I mean, my heart is actually with the lad on this one, and he has worked absolutely tirelessly on this saw that he built himself, and I know what that's like. You build something from scratch, you want to see it through to the end, so I really hope we see him get 3 cuts on the ground here today.
Here we go.
Hands on the wood.
We had 2 guys not show up. We'll do it.
Cameras ready? Better ready? 1, 2, go.
Yes! 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 That's what we're talking about.
There you go.
Milky Bar Kid, that is a green card. That is a go. Put that in with an unofficial time of 13.78 seconds.
There you go. He makes a good cut. All right, guys. Fantastic. We're super stoked. Excellent job. Tyler, All right, here we go. Julian, well, we call him True Grit. Now, he just watched his mate there. He got 3 successful cuts in. Now, both you boys had a fair bit of problems last time, so he was able to do it. Julian, are you ready? Let's see what you got.
Yeah, I'm ready as can be. Ready as can be.
Hey, Julian, you got you actually beat your buddy there with his own saw last week, and I know that's a bittersweet because you got the sweet, he got the bitter. But are you guys got a personal side wager going on this one today?
No, Tyler hands down is a better cutter than I am. Just the fact that he's let me use his hot saw here, I'm super grateful. So I won't go as fast as I normally could. I'll try and go a little slower to give him the win. I really appreciate him letting me use the saw. So
Dennis, how did you think the saw was running there? Are you you're happy with the improvements he made?
Yeah, well, it started and ran pretty good. I don't know if it glitched or what, but it sounded like it bobbled in one of the last cut, maybe.
Yeah.
The upcut.
Oh, was it the upcut? Okay.
Throttle already on?
Yeah, I got a little bit of a glitch, so it was cutting, but I couldn't tell what it was doing for sure. But it did sound like it had a little bit of a bobble, and that's probably carburation. Yeah, it helps.
All right, here we go. True Grit. He has started his warm-up. We're about to see him.
Rusty, did we get an unofficial time with that last cut?
Yes, we did. Ben, it was 13.78 seconds.
Woo! All right, 13.78. Let's see if True Grit can take down his buddy on his own saw here.
In your time.
Okay. Timer's ready. Competitors ready. 1, 2, go.
Shit, roosters. Oh.
There you go.
That hit.
I felt like it was going on slow-mo there. Unfortunately, it looks like his chain just blew. Julian, are you all right there, buddy?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, chain blew and just the saw's just missing something. It's just a little tweak or something. But yeah, it's the way it goes.
Dennis, what are your thoughts on what just happened?
It sounded like the jetting's off, and it's not getting enough fuel.
Yeah, Dennis, you think, when that saw's in that log for that sort of length of time, we know those chains are heating up. It's probably stretched out to its max by the time he's come over and come for a second cut, right?
Yeah, and I think he kind of touched the top of the log there too.
I did ask Tyler to tighten the chain after the whole gas episode last week. He was like, "No, you can run a loose chain." So,
yeah.
Julian, good for you for going out and having a crack at it. Absolutely fantastic. Tyler Brady, Julian, Powell River, we love you boys. And I'm not quite sure if that's going to be good enough to get you into the quarterfinals, but you've made it into our hearts. Love you, boys.
Hey, thanks a lot for putting us on, eh? Thank you. I really appreciate the amount of time and effort you guys have put into this, Dennis and the whole lot of you guys. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Powell River.
Ditto.
All right, guys, we have just seen a couple of the competitors up there in Powell River. We're going to skip over the road, and we're going to meet father and son combo. He is the old bull, the young bull, Bob and Brett Marquis. Bob, he's up first. Give him a big hand.
Woo! Yeah, Bobalicious. Been on the circuit for a long time, Michelle, and I tell you what, he had a really good first cut. He hasn't pulled a saw out for a long, long time. And, yeah, he was in the top 8 out of the first round. We've got some super fast times this week. So he'll still need a really good cut this week. So this is going to be a really interesting cut coming right up.
The old bull, Bob Marquis, having the laughs say, it looked like a beautiful cut, but I'm not quite sure. Rusty, was he safe?
Hey, Bob, good cut. Put that one. Good cut.
I don't know, Ben. You got a lot to say normally. What do you got right now?
Oh, Michelle, a lot to say. Let me tell you something about this one. Look, if that's 3 good cuts, those cookies with the 3 beers, Mr. Bobalicious is now Goldilocks. That guy is golden. Dennis, there we go again. DC Saws coming through hard and fast, big fella.
Yep, Bob ran that one good. His upcut, his start was good. His upcut was really fast, and then his down cut was a little slower, but man, he had a good cut.
And 2, he's running the 140, keeping up with the big
140, yep. Yep, he's a little handicapped.
He sure is. All right, you guys, give it up for Bob Marquis. And how about our next competitor, Bruce?
On your time.
There he goes, the young bull. I tell you what, that was the cut of his life. Super quick, up, down, up. I don't know. Rusty, what do you think?
Brett, with an unofficial time of 8.24 seconds. Green card, my friend.
Green card.
Ben, what do you think? It looks freaking beautiful.
Talk about coming back from the dead, man. He had a shocker last week. Sorry, Brett, is what it is. I mean, that thing spat you out like a little you-know-what. And here this week, like Michelle said, cut of your life. Beautiful start. Come up to the wood nicely. Cut down, burped out at the bottom. Who cares? Because you faced up to your cup like a champ. Ripped through it. Same deal at the top, down. And you drove it through that bottom of the log like you've been doing this for years, boy.
What did you think, Dennis?
Excellent cut. There's room for improvement, though. He's cutting good. His start was a little bit off the ground. He can be faster there. For the next round, he can improve on that and be right there.
Yeah, I have to agree too there. He's sort of pulling, leaving the saw on the ground rather than a scoop and pull it with a singular motion, getting him a little bit quicker to the log and maybe a little bit high off the log, but I'm guilty of that too. So he's got to be.
But his cutting was good. His switches were good. And he just got to improve just on that start a little bit, and he'll be right there.
Yeah, and as we saw by his reaction and his vocab afterwards, man, I bet he didn't sleep all night that night.
Well, there was 2 excellent cuts from the Marquee men. And now traveling over from Powell River, we are going to head up once again to the Sea to Sky in gorgeous Squamish. It is the mountain man, Nick Hall.
Yeah, Nick, come on, man. The pressure's on you, buddy. You got 1 cut to make it happen, and you got a good chance because you've got one of the best saws on the circuit right now. So you got some nice wood there. I know I've been cutting the same stuff. You got a great saw, and it's all up to you, brother. Keep that head on, those shoulders of yours, because we know you're a hell of an athlete. We're looking forward to seeing some good stuff.
Well, it's in your hands now. That's a go from me. It's in your hands now. Whenever you're ready, you start your warm-up. You've got 3 minutes from then to do your cut. Good luck.
All right, thank you. You want to see what I've done to my nuts?
That sounds better than last week already.
It's running.
Yeah, it looks like he's getting ready for hands on the wood.
Here we go.
Hands on the wood. Oh, brutal. I think all of us let out a big breath of air on that.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Of course, eh?
It's all right. He's sticking with it now.
Carry on. Try and get 3 cookies.
Oh. When it's not your day, it's not your day.
Started so good in warm up.
Wonder if Megan can hold it open for you.
Okay, Nick. Unfortunately, there, Nick. Once again, unbelievable. The sauce started in the warm up beautifully. What the heck is they say this hot sauce? They're so temperamental, but yours is a bitch.
I don't know. Like all week long, it was starting up and warm ups and practice cuts. It started up first try. That's the first time since last weekend that it didn't start. So I really don't know.
Nick, I'm gonna send it to Dennis. I want to find out, Dennis. What do you think, man?
It's hard to say, but it must be a little bit lean on the low speed, and I'd try turning that out a little bit, and maybe see if it'll start. But also shoot some more fuel into it next time. Or well, when you try it again, I think right there, if you don't have fuel on your start or the bottom end, you need to shoot a little bit. But sometimes it's hard to tell until you pull it.
Right.
You know? So right now, I would think that it needs a shot of gas, but maybe we flooded it by now too. It's you know.
Of course, we have to go to our judge, Rusty.
Unfortunately, Nick, big card, that is a no cut.
Okay.
Yep.
Nick.
Sorry, Nick.
Okay. Ben, you got something there?
Well, Nick, you're true tongue as a toa, but my friend, I think the log got the saw got the better of you today, unfortunately, and that's like dropping a meat pie on a cold day and wondering whether or not you're gonna eat it.
Always.
You know.
All right, you guys, there he is, the mountain man, Nick Hall, up there in Squamish. Unfortunately, a DQ on that one. We're not going to see him in the quarterfinals, but we will see him in our dreams. Nick Hall, thank you.
Love you, bro.
Bye, guys.
All right, guys, that is going to complete our second round of qualifications. Some absolutely fantastic cuttings going on this week. Now, unfortunately, you didn't get to see the Widowmaker, Mitch Hewitt. Of course, we got told he's doing some house renos, but he decided to rely on his last week's cut, which turns out, well, it was pretty bloody good. Now, unfortunately, our friend Pascal, the Sasquatch, up there in Squamish, dislocated his shoulder. He couldn't run either this week. He decided, he had no choice. He had to run on his last week's time. It wasn't enough to get him through. And our boy, the ladies' choice, break my freaking heart. He's busy. He's swinging from tree to tree. Wasn't able to cut. That means the gorgeous boy, he's going to be cut out as well. So, guys, rounding it up, that is the end of this week's qualifications. So we are now going to move into qualifiers and our top 8 competitors. Ben, can you kind of lead us through a little bit of that?
Here we are at the Cannonbar Works leaderboard, and what a sensational round of results to lead us into the quarterfinals with the top 8. As we see in first place, egg on my face, Mikey the Fury Forrester with a beautiful cut of 7.19 seconds. Then, of course, Wild Horse, the man himself, come out kicking all legs. It was awesome. Also got himself in the 7 seconds. Yours truly was lucky enough to squeak in with the 3rd. And in 4th place, probably my ILA cut of the day, if I had to choose it, was Big Bull Bob Marquis. What a fantastic effort on his 140 DC hot saw, Mr. Consistent. The Godfather himself in biblical proportions. The old boy gets himself a 5th place with 2 consistent cuts, as does Wayne Blue Ox Olsen. Also finds himself in 6th place with 2 very consistent cuts and securing his nads to his groin. Very lucky indeed. 7th place and 8th place. This is where it got interesting. The big fella, the Pilielap
Pony Express. He squeezed in 7th place there and was pretty happy to do so with an 8.6, just in front of Young Bull. Brett Marquis, I said he was like a bull at the gate, ready to get in with the heifers. Tell you what, when he got in with the heifers, there was one hell of a conception rate. The boy had a cut of his life, and he found his way into the top 8, bumping out Mitch Hurt, both of them having an 8.63. That was determined by Brett having 2 qualifying times. Unfortunately, Mitch was a scratch on his last final cut due to building commitments. But there you have it. That's our top 8. Unfortunately, the lads not getting into the quarterfinals. We bless them for all their efforts and coming out and having some fun in Mania, the Wild West, where we will have one man standing.
Hey, look what I got for my birthday. I got a Haltiforax. Oh, you got a pink bike? That's cute. Well, now it's time for the ILA cut.